Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave. All growth depends upon activity. There is no development physically or intellectually without effort, and effort means work. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. It may not be difficult to store up in the mind a vast quantity of facts within a comparatively short time, but the ability to form judgments requires the severe discipline of hard work and the tempering heat of experience and maturity. Collecting more taxes than is absolutely necessary is legalized robbery. The nation which forgets its defenders will be itself forgotten. If you see 10 troubles coming down the road, you can be sure that 9 will run into the ditch before they reach you. Don't expect to build up the weak by pulling down the strong. Little progress can be made by merely attempting to repress what is evil. Our great hope lies in developing what is good. We cannot do everything at once, but we can do something at once. I have never been hurt by what I have not said. There is no dignity quite so impressive, and no independence quite so important as living within your means. Perhaps one of the most important accomplishments of my administration has been minding my own business. If you don't say anything, you won't be called on to repeat it. Heroism is not only in the man, but in the occasion. The business of America is business. The man who builds a factory builds a temple, that the man who works there worships there, and to each is due, not scorn and blame, but reverence and praise. No enterprise can exist for itself alone. It ministers to some great need. It performs some great service, not for itself, but for others, or failing therein, it ceases to be profitable and ceases to exist. No man ever listened himself out of a job. When more and more people are thrown out of work, unemployment results. It takes a great man to be a good listener. We do not need more intellectual power. We need more spiritual power. We do not need more of the things that are seen. We need more of the things that are unseen. Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill, to be plenteous in mercy, is to have the real spirit of Christmas. I have noticed that nothing I never said ever did me any harm. The slogan to press on has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. The right thing to do never requires any subterfuge. It is always simple and direct. To live under the American Constitution is the greatest political privilege that was ever accorded to the human race. 4/5 of all our troubles would disappear if we would only sit down and keep still. Ultimately, property rights and personal rights are the same thing. Patriotism is easy to understand in America. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country. I have found out in the course of a long public life that the things I did not say never hurt me. When a great many people are unable to find work, unemployment results. You can't know too much, but you can say too much. It is only when men begin to worship that they begin to grow. Prosperity is only an instrument to be used, not a deity to be worshipped. Industry, thrift, and self-control are not sought because they create wealth, but because they create character. Economy is the method by which we prepare today to afford the improvements of tomorrow. Those who trust to chance must abide by the results of chance. Advertising ministers to the spiritual side of trade. It is great power that has been entrusted to your keeping, which charges you with the high responsibility of inspiring and ennobling the commercial world. It is all part of the greater work of the regeneration and redemption of mankind. After all, the chief business of the American people is business. They are profoundly concerned with producing, buying, selling, investing, and prospering in the world. Civilization and profit go hand in hand. If I had permitted my failures, or what seemed to me at the time a lack of success, to discourage me, I cannot see any way in which I would ever have made progress. They criticize me for harping on the obvious. If all the folks in the United States would do the few simple things they know they ought to do, most of our big problems would take care of themselves. Advertising is the life of trade. I sometimes wish that people would put a little more emphasis upon the observance of the law than they do upon its enforcement. We need more of the office desk and less of the show window in politics. Let men in office substitute the midnight oil for the limelight. Any man who does not like dogs and want them about does not deserve to be in the White House. One with the law is a majority. The government of the United States is a device for maintaining in perpetuity the rights of the people, with the ultimate extinction of all privileged classes. Men speak of natural rights, but I challenge anyone to show where in nature any rights existed or were recognized until there was established for their declaration and protection a duly promulgated body of corresponding laws. We draw our presidents from the people. It is a wholesome thing for them to return to the people. I came from them. I wish to be one of them again. Duty is not collective, it is personal. When people are bewildered, they tend to become credulous. Never go out to meet trouble. If you just sit still, 9 cases out of 10, someone will intercept it before it reaches you. When large numbers of men are unable to find work, unemployment results. There is no force so democratic as the force of an ideal. I have found it advisable not to give too much heed to what people say when I am trying to accomplish something of consequence. Invariably, they proclaim it can't be done. I deem that the very best time to make the effort. Mass demand has been created almost entirely through the development of advertising. In the discharge of the duties of this office, there is one rule of action more important than all others. It consists in never doing anything that someone else can do for you. No nation ever had an army large enough to guarantee it against attack in time of peace, or ensure it a victory in time of war.